This is Taiwan Talk.
This is Taiwan Talk on ICRT.
Welcome to Taiwan Talk. I'm Eric Smith, and today we have in our studio let's call you a Renaissance woman.
Okay, that will work.
Sannon Hu.
Sannon Hu. A lot of Americans have trouble pronouncing my name correctly, and there's that joke, who's on first, what's on second.
Right.
And I was like, okay, Hu it is.
You have previously worked here at ICRT.
Yes, I did.
As a copywriter,
as a copywriter, travel reporter, yes.
And then you moved on to work as a consultant with the city government as an English translator?
No, not really. After leaving ICRT, I got hired at this TTV as a translator, and that's how I began my translation career. And then 6 years ago, I went back to school to pursue an MA in translation and interpretation at Shida at the National Taiwan Normal University.
Right.
And then it's like after I completed all the credits, the city government called and they said that they needed someone there to help the mayor with his correspondence with sister cities. So I was like, okay. So I went and I took the test, and they liked me, and that's how it went.
So you will offer simultaneous interpretation for like Hao Long Bing or Eric Ju or some of these.
Yes, I do, but it's not. My interpreting is not exactly for servicing the mayors. It's more for the press and the visiting guests, because the mayors will be addressing the media,
right.
And I will be doing a little whispering interpreting for the guests.
So there's a big difference between translation and interpreting, right? I mean, it's a completely different ballgame.
Absolutely, the latter is definitely more pressure cooker.
Because you kind of have to guess what the person's going, the logic of where they're going, and sort of go with them.
Yeah, exactly. You have to follow the movement. You kind of have to preempt them, but at times you have to shadow them. And
then some terms don't translate directly, right?
No, they don't. And you have to be quick. You have to think quickly. It's like you have to be on your toes all the time. And you have to preempt the speakers in guessing what they're going to talk about next. So it's a lot of fun.
It's fun?
Yes, it's fun.
Sounds nerve-wracking to me.
Well, it kind of grows on you.
I see.
It grows on you. If it weren't for that movie, Interpreter, starring Nicole Kidman.
Right.
Yeah. And then a lot of the students, young people in Taiwan, were so inspired by that movie. And Yeah. And then they wanted to be the interpreter and translator. But like when you make mistakes, you have to be accountable to three different audiences: the host, the organizer, event organizer, the speaker you're working with, and the audience. And oftentimes it's like it's harder than having a regular office job. But I like it. It's just I've been doing it for years.
Okay, so you've been a reporter, you've been a translator, an interpreter, and not only do you do all of these things, but you also are on a campaign, wait for it, to save sharks.
Yes, I'm a Sharksaver.
A Sharksaver. Okay, these animals for most people are terrifying. This is the last animal in the world that you want to be anywhere near, and yet you love them.
I love them. They're just so grossly misrepresented by the media, by Hollywood, by everything. It's like the movie Jaws by Steven Spielberg. They've been demonized for way too long. And the author of the book, Jaws, Sir Peter Benchley, became aware of the destruction that the movie had on sharks, and he just so regretted it. So he went on a campaign to save sharks. Unfortunately, he was just not as well known as Spielberg. So,
Okay, well, they're not cuddly in any way.
They're not.
And they will eat you.
No, they won't. Actually, you know what? Coconuts and vending machines kill more people than sharks.
Fascinating.
Yes.
As in a vending machine falling on you.
Exactly. We're just not built. We're not fat enough for sharks. They take one bite at you and they realize, oops, mishaps, mistake. So we don't really like to hear about shark attacks because sharks don't attack people. They make mistakes. Surfers go into the oceans at the times when sharks are feeding and they mistake you for a seal, and they come over and, check you out and take a little bite, and they're like, oh, no.
Yeah, no, thank you.
No, it's not that good. So they move on.
Thanks for tuning into Taiwan Talk. I'm Eric Smith. Tune in tomorrow for more about sharks.
This is Taiwan Talk.
This is Taiwan Talk on ICRT.
Happy New Year and welcome to Taiwan Talk. I'm Eric Smith, and today we're continuing our interview with Sannon Hu, a woman who wears many hats, including working as a reporter, translator, and interpreter. But her real passion is saving sharks. As many as 100 million of these creatures are slaughtered annually, mainly for their fins. I asked Sannon to tell me why we should save the shark. Can you explain to me why it is that we need sharks in the ocean? Because it's pretty easy to understand why we need lions, because lions help to reduce the population of, let's say, sick, or just in general, if there's too many wildebeest or zebra running around, then there's not enough food, and then you have problems, right? So that makes sense. But we humans are fishing the oceans to a huge degree. So you would think that getting rid of the sharks would actually be useful for us.
No. Sharks have lived on this planet for 450 million years. And they're there in the oceans for a reason, for a very good reason, actually. They're the top predators of the food chain. And they are responsible for getting rid of the old, the sick, and the weak. So in general, they keep the species healthy. They keep the gene pools healthy. And by getting rid of the sick, they prevent disease from spreading that will have devastating impact on the whole species.
Interesting.
Yes, and also they keep the coral reefs healthy. They have this intimidation factor. They intimidate sea turtles that prey on seagrass from overgrazing a certain patch of seagrass area. And by doing that, they just kind of, they're kind of like police. They patrol the oceans, keeping things in check.
So if we got rid of the sharks, then the other predator fish would multiply.
Exactly.
Eat the smaller fish that the medium fish feast on, and then pretty much we're ending up with a wasteland ocean of nothingness.
Exactly. And when the oceans are gone, we're gone. So whether you fear sharks, you love sharks, or you're terrified of them, we have to save sharks for our own collective good.
So the first thing that you're focusing on in your campaign, you're working with the anti-shark fin people, is that right?
No, I represent Sharksavers. It's a grassroots non-profit organization based in the United States.
Okay.
And they just established a chapter on Facebook. So remember to like us. It's Sharksavers Taiwan. We're on Facebook, and we have a campaign coming up in the new year. And also we're, encouraging people to stay away from shark fin soup. That's the main reason that contributes to the decimation of sharks.
Why don't it's obvious that when you cut a shark's fin off and throw it back into the ocean, that's just cruel. I mean, I think everybody can accept that, but why do the fishermen do that? Why don't they eat the whole shark?
Okay, because shark fins are the most valuable part of the shark.
Could you feed the rest of it to as dog food or cat food or?
Shark meat is just not valuable.
Huh.
It's also people don't like them because of the texture. And it's not exactly that, but it's just shark fins outweigh the rest of the shark as more valuable. It's kind of like ivory. When poachers go after the elephants, they go after the ivories. They don't go after the whole elephants.
Right, that's true.
Right,
yeah.
right. So, same reason.
So, not only, you were telling me earlier, not only is a shark fin completely devoid of nutritional value.
They're loaded with mercury, man. It's just the worst.
You're eating
food.
Toxic poisons.
Yes.
Mercury in particular, which is extremely fatal to humans.
Oh, goodness gracious. Yes. It's the worst possible thing you could possibly eat. If you're going to eat shark fin soup, my own personal argument is that why don't you just go ahead and eat a thermometer? The same nutritional value.
Delicious.
Yes.
I see. So, yeah. I guess we can. This interview is actually being broadcast on the 1st of January.
Okay.
So we can all of us can just try to make a commitment to this year, our New Year's resolution.
Yes.
No shark fin for starters.
Say no to shark fin soup. Make a difference. Every individual can make a difference.
And secondly, start to reevaluate attitudes and opinions about the shark.
Exactly. Go book a shark diving tour in the Bahamas and the Maldives and in Honduras and in Palau. They have a thriving shark diving tourism in the country, and then give yourself a chance to get to know these magnificent animals. They're just amazing. They're charismatic. They're just so misunderstood. It's unfortunate.
Well, Sannon Hu, translator, reporter, interpreter, Sharksaver.
Sharksaver.
Thank you so much for appearing on Taiwan Talk.
Okay, thank you,
Appreciate
everyone.
it. Thanks for tuning into Taiwan Talk. I'm Eric Smith. Stay tuned to ICRT all through 2013 for great programming, news, and info. Happy New Year.